Ah, yeah, the championship belts. Man, a fighter's dream, right? To fight to get to the pinnacle of the sport that they love so much and to be a champion. They fight wars because they want to fight for the fans. Yeah, or maybe the belts just don't mean a whole hell of a lot, do they? Not really. Okay? Maybe just having a belt, it is what it is. Oh, yeah, and you guys trying to use those divide and conquer tactics. Hey, let me explain something to you. They don't work. Stay tuned.
Yes,
and just enjoy the rest of this day and
perfect.
have everything good.
Can we
Thank you,
still get the drop? Listen.
Coach. They got it.
Can we say we are the Shevchenko sisters and you're watching Coach Sheldon Harrison? That's easy.
We are the Shevchenko sisters, and you are watching Coach Shot. Yeah, you are watching
Oh, it was there. It was there. It was there. That works, Coach.
Perfect. All right, LD MMAC. This is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, folks. Hey, you know what? You can see on the screen, okay? Y'all can see exactly, these fighters on the screen. And most of these fighters, I don't even have to tell you, what fighter was in the short notice fight, okay? If you know anything about MMA, you probably can identify at least half of these fighters who they've been in a short notice fight. Now, I want to explain to y'all because, you got people, oh, you don't do any research. I do lots of research. I do lots of research before I even make a video, okay? I think I do a whole heck of a lot of research than most people anyway that be leaving these goofy ass comments. But I don't want to digress. Short notice fights, they happen very, very often, especially within the UFC. With an organization and a promotion so big, things happen. Cancellations, they are a norm in the UFC. And when I started looking at some numbers, the numbers were very startling to me that out of all the short notice fights that ever happened, did you know like close to 40% of those fights, the short notice person, they actually win the fight between men and women. It's about 40%. So taking a short notice fight, it almost seems like it's a gamble. It almost seems like it's a gamble, but you know what? If you got a 40% chance to win a short notice fight, then it's almost like, okay, that's a gamble. Like most fighters, 40 is kind of close to 50. So, okay, that means if I walk in that octagon, I actually got a chance to come out on top. So now I kind of get when you look at the numbers and they're right there in your face. And I did this research. You can do the same thing. But the numbers are right there. And I'm like, yo, no wonder why so many fighters, they take short notice fights. Like the actually chances of them actually winning a fight is a lot better than what we think. And I didn't know that. And did you know that in all of the UFC, do you know that at least what 25, I think it was right around 27% of the fights are short notice fights. Guys, that's a lot of fights that you have to come in on short notice. And it makes sense because this organization is huge. There is so many things that's going on within the organization. Hell, even in smaller organizations, you have a lot of short notice fights, a lot of them. So most of these fighters, guys, they've already been conditioned to have a short notice fight. And if you're a fighter and you ain't had a short notice fight in the UFC, they're gonna call you eventually. Your time is gonna be your time. Things happen. But I gotta ask, how many people have actually read a contract? I'm talking about physically sat down and read a UFC contract. Oh, I did. I've read several of them. And let me tell you something, the fight contracts are very specific. They're extremely specific. And most of these fighters, it baffled me that most of these fighters don't even read the contract from end to end to see what's in it. Most of the fighters, they get to the end of the contract where, they figure out what they're going to make for that fight. They look that over and then they sign. Yeah. Crazy, huh? And very few fighters actually have some kind of legal person helping them with the contract. Very few. I didn't even know this, man. But now you kind of understand it. Now it's opening my eyes to why some fighters take fights. I'm like, why they take that fight? Like it opened my eyes. But I want to talk about some short notice fights because see, it's been a whole lot. It's been a whole lot of look. I've been making a lot of conversations all across YouTube because listen, I'm not buying this whole what I need more time to prepare. When you've had other fighters, because one argument, somebody said, well, you got to understand who Joanna is. Joanna been around and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So Tanya Evans been around, right? She been around. She took a short notice fight. The benefits outweighed the risk. The benefits did. First of all, she was going to make her first, six-figure payday ever in MMA. Okay, she was going to fight for a title. And Tanya Evinger had already been calling out Cyborg. Tanya Evinger was already talking about how much, she was being in shape. Like staying in shape is important. I interviewed Tanya, and we talked about this stuff, about how being in shape is very important to living a fighter lifestyle. And most of your upper tier fighters, guys, they live the fighter lifestyle. They're in shape in between fights. See, and I found that startling that so many of these fighters, they stay in shape. Like most of your average fighters, guys, they could take a short notice fight tomorrow and they'd be prepared because they've been preparing for all situations. Guys, and Tanya Evinger took a fight though. She took the fight. The odds were against her, but she took the fight. She took the fight. Like, you can't say anything. No, how are you going to compare Tanya to Joanna? How can I not? Tanya Evinger is a pioneer. Joanna ain't no damn pioneer. Tanya Evinger done fought wars in that octagon. She fought wars. And she was blackballed most of her whole career. Tanya Evinger would have been in the UFC a long time ago. Long time ago. But Tanya Evinger didn't want to play them blackball games. And finally, the money offer was too much, man. It was too much. And Tanya Evinger, she couldn't say no. What about Nate Diaz? Nate Diaz was running triathlon, staying in shape. And he fought Conor McGregor on short notice. But we want to forget about that. We want to completely forget about that. Nate Diaz took that fade. And Nate Diaz actually won. Oh, and 40%, guys. That's a high number, man. That's a high number. Nate Diaz fell in that 40%. He won the fight. But when I started looking at the fighters that were winning these short notice fights, I start understanding why these fighters, they're very successful. Hell, Chris Cyborg had a short notice fight against Yana. And that's because they said, hey, save a promotion. Chris was like, yep, I'll take that paper. And the fight almost did 300,000 pay-per-view buys anyway, by the way. Oh, man, Chris Cyborg tried to duck Amanda to fight Yana. No, Amanda Nunes did not want to fight Cyborg when Cyborg kept coming at her. Kept rolling up on Amanda. Man, they ain't want that work, so Chris said, forget it. I'll just fight Yana Kunitskaya. I'll deal with Yana, okay? Yana want this work. Let me deal with Yana. Yana took the short notice fight too. Like, see, I don't understand why people tripping. Yana took the fight. Chris took the fight. Professionals take short notice fights all the time. Okay? You had Benson Henderson. Y'all remember when he fought Donald Cerrone? That was a short notice fight. Hell, Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade done took a lot of short notice fights. And the one that we know about the most is when she fought Rocky Pennington and lost the first time. She took a short notice fight. She saw the opportunity. Jessica was like, nope, I'm taking this. I got this. Valentina Shevchenko took a short notice fight against Sarah Kaufman. I mean, I don't think Valentina had that long to prepare, but Valentina is a consummate professional. She's always in fight shape. She's always ready to fight. Valentina could go tomorrow, make weight, and be ready to fight. But that's what these consummate professionals do. Oh, and by the way, Valentina won that fight. She's in that 40 percentile. Okay? She's in there. Hell, Curtis Blaze and Francis Ngannou. Curtis Blaze took a short fight notice against Ngannou. Guys, are y'all starting to see a trend? Short notice fights and cancellations and all of this stuff is normal within a big company like the UFC. That's normal. Okay? Mara Romero Barella, she had to take a short notice fight against Kalinda Faria. Randa Marcos recently took a short notice fight against Marina Rodriguez. I mean, Randa just got out of a fight with Nina Ansaroff. Talita Bernardo took a short notice fight to fight Marion Renault. A lot of these fighters you already know. But most of these fighters on the list done took a short notice fight. It's not uncommon. And it's not uncommon for the UFC to put a fight on a different card. You know they've done that, but a lot of times they don't publicize it. And I come to find out when I'm doing my research, because since y'all think that Coach don't do his research, I'm doing my research, they don't publicize it. But a lot of fights happen on different cards that they already scheduled. Some fighters will say something about it, some fighters will not. I mean, you know, with a fight of this magnitude, Valentina versus Joanna, you know, they couldn't keep this under wraps. Somebody was going to say something. But a lot of fights do happen. And behind the scenes, they make fight cancellations all the time. They rebook people all the time. This ain't nothing new, okay? My thing is, okay, since when did fight fans want to become accountants? Since when did fight fans, want to be trainers? Since when did fight fans want to be dietitians? Since when did fight fans want to be any other thing than fight fans? Y'all worried about Joanna training camp? Y'all worried about her training camp? Do your ass want to see the fight? Oh, well, I just want the best version of Joanna. I don't care nothing about that. Look, fight. That noise, and some of y'all same people tried to give Joanna a pass when she got knocked out by Rose the first time. Oh, well, the weight cut. Damn the weight cut. Nobody care about that. I'm a fight fan. She got knocked out. She got sparked the hell out. Yes, she got knocked out clean. Talking about a fight camp, I gotta prepare. But just the same Joanna who talking about, oh, I'm ready for any fight. I stay in shape in between fights, and she do. I stay in shape in between fights. I'm ready to go. I can fight tomorrow. Like this is Joanna. Oh yeah, I forgot though. That was the Joanna who was willing to fight when she ain't had no losses. This Joanna, now we want to have a decision. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm gonna tell y'all something straight up. I got a feeling the UFC gonna put her in there with Tatiana Suarez. And if she fights Suarez, I think it's a wrap. If she loses to Suarez, she can forget it. See, these opportunities, they're far and few in between. They're very far and few in between. And when you don't take them while they're here. See, I guess she think, well, I got enough status in the UFC. I can just turn down a title fight. Hell, I mean, I make the UFC a lot of money. I do this, I do that. Okay, cool. Go on ahead. I guarantee you before the day turns into night, they're going to book her into another fight. And that person is going to be victorious. If it's Tatiana Suarez, oh yeah. I think Tatiana Suarez could probably spark her smooth out. I think Suarez can do it. Matter of fact, I'm pretty confident it'll be a good fight. Her and Suarez. I think Suarez can win that fight. Now, I want to address some of you guys. Oh, you hate JJ. I don't hate JJ. As a fighter, she can fight. I've always said that. I always give JJ her props on her fight. I just don't like her as a person. I mean, if you really want to know, I don't like her as a person. I don't like some of the racial comments she say. I just don't like them. Okay, and that's just how it is. So, I don't like people like that. So, God forbid. And when she lose, yeah, I laugh and I think it's funny. I think it's hella funny when she got knocked out. I think it's funny when she was complaining and crying after Rose beat her up the second fight. Y'all see how her face look? Yeah. I come on here, and the reason why I'm telling y'all this is because I don't hide that I'm biased. What are y'all, you telling me that I'm biased? Well, thank you. Thank you. I guess I'm being consistent. But the divide and conquer tactics don't work on me, okay? And I'm just telling you now. Some of you guys, if you come on and, well, this channel right here don't do it this way, I don't even let them comments through. I'll tell you why I don't do that. Because I do have respect for people that upload videos, whether I like them or not. Whether I like these people or not. Now, if it's a comment that's warranted, if you disagree, and if you're not name calling them, yeah, I'll let the comment stay. But I'm going to just tell you, I'll go to different channels, and I'll go to leave a comment, and, I'm looking, I'm like, okay, so basically the whole purpose for some of you dudes to leave a comment on another channel is to, oh, well, I'm glad you do your research. CSH don't do his research, blah, blah, blah. See, the divide and conquer tactics. And I know in the LD MMAC, it's not a lot of people right now. I know it's me and General Africa. I know Tay, she rep us. It's not a lot of people right now, okay? But don't worry, it's going to grow. It's going to grow, and we're going to make this thing how we need it. But those divide and conquer tactics don't work. And if I come to your channel, and if it's anything, that's pertaining to me, and if it's there, I'm not going to even leave a comment to cause any drama on nobody else's channel. I'm not going to do that, okay? People run their channels how they want to run them. I ain't doing, but, I definitely know if there's any comments in there, and if somebody just bring me up for unhonored reasons, okay, that's it. I ain't going to leave a comment to mess up the thread. So, I ain't going to do that. But on my channel, if it's channels that I rock with, you're not finna leave any comments and try to get me, oh, well, full-time, this, Nah, I ain't trying to hear all that, okay? If you're coming on here about him for some of the other channels that I rock with, nah, man. I'm not putting them comments on the thread. I'm not gonna leave them. They're gonna get deleted, or they never gonna show up in the first place. Because I know how y'all dudes do. And I know, too, that a lot of you guys, y'all pick black channels to try to do that divide and conquer stuff with. Y'all do that. Y'all do it all the time. It don't work on me. You can try all you want. You can say somebody said something. I'm not going. I'm not checking for you. I ain't doing none of that, okay? Because I don't care nothing about that. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, guys, just take a look at this big organization, Cancellations, and fights. Oh, And do you think these fighters read the contracts, y'all? Do y'all think they read these? Like, guys, in the contract, it's in the fine print. It's in the fine print that the UFC, they reserve the right to actually cancel a fight and rebook you. And if they rebook you, then if they have to, they're going to do it. And if you say no, they can put you on the shelf. Now, if we don't see Joanna fight for the next 6 months, y'all going to know why. I'll be back again with another one.